Amigos de Render, ¿cómo están? Ahorita estamos con Matt Jones, el director de arte de FIFA 09, que nos va a platicar un poco de las mejoras gráficas que se hizo.
So first of all, we finished FIFA 08, we released that, and then we're very lucky that the fans that play FIFA are very, very passionate, and they give us lots of feedback. They give us lots of good feedback, but they also give us lots of things that they would like to see improved in the game. And we can't make the game unless people do that, because I'm English, I like English, I support an English football team, so I need Mexican football fans to let me know what's good and bad about how we're showing Mexican football. So we get that feedback and we look at it, and we add that to our list of things we want to do, and then we go and look at the game and we figure out what we can change and what we can't. So FIFA 09, we looked at the players and we thought, yeah, I think we can make them look a little more athletic. So we changed the way the bodies look. We tried to make the players a little bit more recognisable from the high gameplay camera. In the close one it's easier, but the high one, so you know, players who are really, really tall or really, really big or quite small, you want to be able to see those characteristics from the gameplay camera. I think we've done a better job of that in FIFA 09. Once we tweaked the player body, we looked at the quality of the rendering, how we display skin, how we display the jerseys in the game. We were able to, because we have some very, very talented computer programmers in Vancouver, we were able to improve that as well. So that improved the overall visual quality of the players. Anyway, I was looking at them, I was thinking, yeah, they look pretty good, but they look a little lifeless. They don't look like guys who are involved in a football match. So we added expressions to all the players. So you shouldn't really find too many instances when the player doesn't look like he's feeling something. It's very, very difficult to do very good facial animation on the 16,000 players we have in FIFA, but I wanted to do something. So we added these expressions. So that was the player, how he looked stationary, then he starts to move. So that leads us to animation improvements. There's many animation improvements in FIFA, which David can probably talk to when he talks about gameplay, because they all support gameplay. My favourite one, and some of them are very, very subtle, but one that's really easy to see if you've just picked up the game is physical play. Is a very, very important gameplay innovation for us this year. You know, if you've got a very small player versus a very big player, the small player should not be able to push the bigger player off the ball, and the animation really makes you believe that that's what's happening. They really feel like they're pushing against each other. So yeah, we improved animation. So that's how the player looks and how the player moves. We also added, you know, every year we add more star players. Excuse me. And then, so once the players are done, then we start to look at what can we improve in the environment. The first thing that I looked at was the crowd. The crowd is still not that true to life, but I believe the crowd in FIFA 09 has some significant improvement over FIFA 8. The first thing we did was, I thought, you know, the crowd kind of acts like an English crowd no matter where you play, and I'm like, I'm English, I wonder if that's my fault. So I thought, right, you know, let's try and make the Mexican crowds and the South American crowds, because they're very different from the English crowds and some of the European crowds. Let's try and make those guys feel different. I'll give you an example. So English fans sit down. You have to sit down in English stadiums. When they get excited, they start to go like that, and then if someone scores, then they jump up. Versus maybe fans in Argentina who stand the whole game and jumping around and celebrating. So we've tried to get that into FIFA, as well as, you know, making sure that the club colours, the team colours are right in the crowd, making sure that the teams are sitting, the fans are sitting in the right place, so the away fans are in the correct place, making sure there's some flags in the crowd to show your team colours. So when you look at the crowd and you're playing with your team at home, you should see that wow, I've got lots of fans out there. There's many more improvements we want to do to the crowd, but it's technically very challenging. So I think FIFA 09 is a good start. And that's something that Mexican football fans can really help me out with. Let me know on the forums, or go onto EA Football World and give us some feedback. You know, I suspect the feedback will be it's better than FIFA 08, but here's a list of things you can improve, and that's fantastic. That's really valuable for me. We also tried to add some generic stadiums. We have good licensed stadiums in FIFA, but you know, I can can only assign the team that plays to that stadium. So I can only assign Manchester United to Old Trafford. I can't, for example, say, well, Old Trafford looks beautiful. Let's make Chivas play in Old Trafford. You know, Manchester United would be very unhappy about that. So we have 600 teams in FIFA 09. It's just unrealistic to make 600 licensed stadiums. So I made some generic stadiums, one of which is on the TV here, which is we have the Azteca Stadium, which is, you know, a fantastic stadium, but it's very, very big. And I wanted something that contrasted that for teams that maybe didn't have those bigger stadiums. So we put in some smaller, more intimate stadiums. We added one for Mexico, some for Spain, some for Italy, some for Holland, and a couple more for the UK. So our big football territories, the territories that where FIFA is the most popular, those are the ones that we try to add some more stadium content for them. And then finally, once you've done all that, that's kind of the world you look at. Then you've got how you show the world, so the cameras. And the way I approach that is there's two ways that you can play a sports game. You can play it as a spectator or a kind of a manager, so the tactical view. So we have the very high telecam zoomed in on the action, which is great for the players who want to see the movement. I'm not as good at FIFA as I was like, so I like the more emotional camera that makes me feel like I'm playing on the field. So we also have continued to work on the BIA Pro camera, which gives you the view you would have if you were playing the game, like you play on your local pitch. So you've got the two views, the spectator view and the kind of immersive, emotional view, which as an artist I like because it shows off all the cool improvements.
One last question, Matt. Who do you root for in your home island of England?
So obviously the England football team, which has been challenging in recent years. Although just recently they've showed signs of improvement since Capello took over. My club side is Arsenal. I'm from London, and yeah, I support Arsenal.
Go Guns!
Yeah, Matt? Go Gunners. Thank you very much.